All right, everybody, welcome back, and thank you for watching McRaeathon 2025. We're a two-day speedrunning marathon that's held here on the McRaeathon and the NSG channels. And through the power of the internet, we're bringing you 2 full days of racing goodness from the comfort of our own homes to yours. And now, it's my absolute pleasure to introduce Maverick Hunter Vile and Flying Dutchy 91, bringing you Ridge Racer 4. Take it away.
Hey guys, I'm Flying Dutchy and I'm going to drive DRT with Dutchy.
Hello there, I'm Maverick Hunter Vile and I shall race with Dig Racing Team Assoluto.
And we also have some commentators, so say hi guys.
Hello, I am Slash Arbiter. I am also a runner of Ridge Racer Type 4.
And surprise, surprise, you guys weren't rid of me just yet. I'm Thrasher DBS, and I also run R4. It's our pleasure to be bringing you this race for, McRaeathon, and, alright, we ready to get started?
Yeah, I'm ready. This is going to be fantastic, I think. It's very difficult because we are playing the alternative speed run and not the normal one, so that means that some overtakes are going to be super difficult to do. And yeah, this is just the highest difficulty speed run of this game, so let's see how it goes.
All right.
Oh yes.
And we're ready?
We ready?
Yeah, because we can do a countdown and go.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Good
luck,
Dutchy.
runners.
Yeah,
Good luck,
Maverick.
runners.
Here we go.
Alrighty, so they're starting out on the very first racetrack of this run. There are 8 races in total. Generally, casually, you're supposed to get a certain placing in order to progress to the next race. It's not going to matter for these two because they're going to get first in every race, so that whole requirement's kind of moot. So, they are racing DRT. So, DRT, or Dig Racing Team, is effectively the hard mode, or the expert mode of the game. It's not optimal. RTS, Racing Team Stovalo, or the hard mode of the game, generally throughout the run provides the fastest cars. But in general, at the very end is where DRT cars are usually faster, but doesn't really provide a good trade-off between the sort of speed you need at the beginning versus towards the end.
And the difference that you're going to be seeing here is that they've both picked different manufacturers. So you'll be seeing Maverick Hunter Vile is playing with the drift builds, which basically means that on turns you're going to be going into a drift, and whenever you come out of a drift as well, you're going to want to do a quick downshift, then upshift, and it gives you a nice little burst of speed coming out of the drift to get you back up to speed a little bit faster. And you're going to be seeing Dutchy is playing on the grip build, which is going to be a more traditional racing experience where you're going to slow down to get some grip on a turn rather than drift through it.
For one, I'm very happy to see that they're repping Dig Racing Team, because that just so happens to be what I tend to race and run of this game. But very alone in that typically, but I'm glad to see that these two are putting in, a good show for both of, for this difficulty of the game as well. So to further build on what Slash was saying about manufacturers, so there are 2 grip manufacturers and there are 2 drift manufacturers. One of each is more superior to the other, I will say. So Dutchy is using Tarazi, so the Japanese manufacturer. In terms of between the 2 grip builds, that manufacturer does grip the best, with the other one being Aj Solo, which is French, very neat cars, but Tarazi's quicker on grip. And Maverick is using Assoluto, which is the Italian manufacturer. So very quick drifts. It's superior to the other one, which is the American Lizard, which a little disappointed I'm not seeing, but at the same time, between these two, they're very, very comparable to each other in terms of skill, especially between their preferred builds. Dutchy's always been a very grip preferenced kind of runner, and Maverick is very much drift focused. And it's really good to see that both of these runners have two different kind of philosophies, but are still very competitive, which means we're going to see a really good race as we progress to the second track in Wonderhill. Very tricky kind of twisty turny track. I'm pretty sure you've had some interesting times here as well, Slash.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially, I struggle to see this one a lot. So,
Yeah.
Especially when I was first playing the game, I was like, I can't even tell where the track is.
Right. Yeah.
Something that you may have seen at the beginning of both the previous race and this one, and also in the next two, is that they're trying to get in front of the sixth place car as fast as possible to get what's called a boost ride. Basically, the car rubber bands and starts going super fast to make it more challenging for you. But if you get in front of it before it does that, it'll actually push you along, and you'll be basically taking its speed and going much faster than you would be just driving at your normal speed.
Yep, and that's always a real nice piece of speed tech to see, because you get to slingshot out where casually you just see all the cars ahead of you just disappear, and then you have to catch them back up in the next 2 laps and the first 2 races and the next 3 and all the other races.
And another mechanic being used that's key in getting these boost rides is you'll see them shift up into 3rd gear in these first 2 races, and then 4th gear in the next 2. And then they're going to be downshifting from they're going to be downshifting from 6 to 5 at the start of the last few races, and that's going to be that's called a rocket start, where basically if you do that, you start racing at pretty much max speed instead of going from 0.
Yeah, it's always good to start at full speed as opposed to having to build up to it, especially with how slow the stage 1 and stage 2 vehicles are. So directly tied to how well you do in all these races determines what kind of vehicles you're going to be driving later on. So if you get first place in both of the first 2 races, which is stage 1, you're going to get the best vehicle possible to use in stage 2, which are races 3 and 4. If you finished first in both of those, then you get to pretty much cruise through the rest of the game with the best cars possible for your team and manufacturer combo as well. So they're about to get a new car each. So,
Anyways, you were saying for donations, if there are any.
Nothing at the moment, but I would like to shout out. I'll shout out myself. I'm going to shout out NSG for helping to support this marathon. My name's Nordic, by the way. I help to run NSG, and we have been providing McRaeathon not only with our channel, but also technical assistance and our donation service, which is working kind of right now, but you can get donations in, and we're just having to do things a little manual right now. Anyway, make sure to check out NSG's next event. It's going to be fall 2025 from September 19th through the 21st. And also make sure to check out UKSG Green with all the E's happening in late May. All kinds of good stuff coming up as well. Back to you.
So, DRT is considered the most difficult team to play in this game, and a big part of what makes that so difficult is that the AI cycles are very unforgiving. Overtakes are going to happen at really rough spots on the track, and all the cars handle a lot. It's much more difficult to tame and handle these cars than it is on any other manufacturer. So you combine all of that and you put it in a speedrun, and it makes it the most difficult way to play the game, for sure. But these two are making it look easy.
Absolutely. I mean, these two are first and second on the emulator leaderboards, and they definitely very much be in contention with the likes of Ken Neko and Fonzie if they were to be on hardware as well. I'd imagine.
You know, these two, I mean, like, just on a completely different level with this game, really.
Yeah.
It's no comparison.
Yep.
How are we doing at the moment?
How are you doing at the moment?
Are we close? Are we...
I'd say you're reasonably close.
Alright.
I did mess up
He
the
could
start
be.
of Edge of the Earth, though. I think you're ahead, Dutchy. If you haven't messed up yourself.
No, I cannot complain at all, actually. It's going really well.
I mean, that Assoluto Fatalita is getting pretty close to your Fisher-Price toy there, Dutchy.
Yeah.
So keep the pedal planted.
Hey, and I have 3 wheels and they have 4, so...
Yeah.
Really
So-
weird to see the objective playing this early on, but it's Dig Racing Team, so...
Yep.
Oh yeah, the music in the game actually is placed on different tracks depending on which team you're racing for. So this track actually normally plays on the third to last race if you're playing with
Racing
Solo.
Club and Solo, yeah.
Yes. Personally, I prefer it at that track.
Me too.
It fits the mood so well.
Nah, Maverick's got the best song lineup with his team combo, because he gets to hear Rev Limit Funk at Brightest Night and Move Me on Heaven and Hell, which we will get to, but yeah, basically check out this game's soundtrack. It is phenomenal, honestly. It's all bangers, pretty much.
I had a rough Edge of the Earth.
Yeah.
Dutchy should be comfortably ahead of me right now. But there's so much that
mean-
can happen.
There is so much that can happen, but that definitely goes both ways.
Especially now.
Yeah.
You know what else
and
can happen? Donations
Oh,
can
boy.
happen.
Ooh.
We got £5
Good segue.
in from Thrasher DBS. Who could that be? Could they be in the channel with us? Thank you so much for the £5 donation. Says, love what you guys do. Keep up the great work, Nordic, Viper, and Hyperlink. Thank you so much.
Who's this guy?
You're a
again?
real one, Thrash.
Anyways, so out of blue. So if you guys think that the beginning of the start straight was a little familiar, it should be, because it's the same start straight from Helter Skelter, but this time we're going a different route around Yokohama. So this time we're going near the dockyards, and as you can already have seen from Dutchy and now Maverick, there's a very tight right-hand corner that's like 90 degrees that you need to really get dialed in for.
Yeah, learning how to take that turn is it takes a while.
Yeah, you have to very much experiment with your braking points, when to start turning, that kind of thing. And if this is definitely something that I bring up anytime Ridge Racer at all is mentioned, but if you're used to games like Need for Speed, Gran Turismo, Forza, and whatnot, and you jump into Ridge Racer without having really played it before, you need to relearn how to drive, because this series handles driving way different than what you'd be used to. You have to tackle corners in a completely against what you would be naturally predisposed to do. Because Lord knows I've nose planted into several walls trying to like break as if it's like a Gran Turismo game. So basically, these two are putting on a pretty good clinic on how to really tackle this track as well. Something else that might be helping them. I'm pretty sure both of you are on Negicon emulation on DuckStation, correct?
Yep, I'm using
I'm
an
using
actual
the Xbox.
Negicon.
Oh, well,
Ooh.
even better. So, a fun little fact about the Negicon. So, Namco puts out this lovely, twisty, kind of interesting-looking controller out for, to be used with Ridge Racer, and hypothetically, you could use it on other racing games as well. In Rage Racer and in Ridge Racer Type 4, that pretty much using one of those pretty much unlocks all of your steering input and all of your gas and brake input. If you're using a standard pad, so a DualShock or a standard Dogbone PlayStation controller, your steering inputs are gimped, and so is your acceleration and braking. And that makes being fast, especially with DRT, I'm talking from experience on this one big time, you need to be a lot more dialed in than if you were just on a Negicon or something that will emulate a Negicon like you can do on DuckStation. So
Namco was doing pay to win before pay to win was even a term.
yeah, pay to win
Start
back
out
in
of blue.
1996 to 1998. Yep. So both of our runners
Now it
are
gets-
halfway done.
Yeah, and now it gets difficult, because this is the fastest car.
This is where things truly get difficult for both of us.
Yep.
Expect a wild ride.
Yep. So, from here on out in the game, they are not allowed to come in any place other than first. If they do, they have to redo the race over again, and you get a grand total of 4 tries per race to get that done. If you do not, that is a game over, and you are booted back to the main menu. However, these two are pros. They can handle it, no problem.
And this is
So-
my personal favorite track in the game, Phantom Isle, aka Small Track.
Yep. So this is a tight little track that's 30 seconds elapsed. So, from what I said earlier, you have essentially 90 seconds to go from last to first. So you need to really get cooking, and you really need to, get the hang of the new car you've just been given in a very short amount of time on a very small, tight, and technical track. It's quite, the step up from where you were at 4 races ago.
And the turns can be quite tricky, especially that one in the tunnel. Learning to hit that without braking or drifting at first is definitely a little challenging, I think. It took me a while.
Yep. What gets me is, out of the tunnel, that right-hander, I used to nose plant into the outer wall on that so often, trying to figure out, exactly where's the right place to drift or, hit the brakes.
And that's to
But
say
as you can
nothing
tell-
of the car's top speed, speaking of which.
Yep, absolutely. If you make contact with other cars, they are unaffected by it, but you are 100% affected by it. It kills most of your momentum, and you need to get back up to speed again. But Dutchy makes short work of it, and Maverick is crossing the finish line now on screen. Okay, so that is the first hurdle out of the way. They're going to Brightest Night. I happen to really like Brightest Night from the visuals, just how fun the track itself is. Also, Maverick, I do believe that there's a certain tradition around a certain part of this track.
I want you guys at every time we jump, we have 2 jumps here, and I want chat to say salto every time we jump. Take it away.
Salto. Alrighty, so. And Dutchy's over 1, salto. And then
And Maverick on Salto.
the other. Salto. Yep. So, we're on Rev Limit Funk on the soundtrack here. Salto. So absolutely banger song for running through New York at night. Salto. And and just, racing through these city streets in a really fast car, all these tunnels, all these lights going by, and there's just this like really hard driving, hard rockin' kind of soundtrack just encouraging you to like take those corners, pass everyone, keep that gas pedal planted, that kind of thing. So yeah, this is just a very fun track. Definitely one
Salto.
I enjoy a lot. Salto.
Salto.
And salto.
Oh,
But
yeah, this song normally plays during Salto.
Salto.
Yeah, it normally plays during Salto. Salto. It normally
Salto.
plays during, if you're playing optimally with RTS, it plays during Wonderhill, the second track. I personally like it a little bit better there, if I'm being honest.
That does kind of boil down to what runs and configurations we're used to, though, because
Perhaps.
definitely, yep.
I just really like the way that the objective fits into this track, and like especially when you're playing PRC or RTS, how it fits in with the story and the tension that's been building the whole time.
Salto. So, I mean, I'm
Salto?
thinking about ordering some fries, but I need to put some salto on it. But yeah. So
I've got mac and cheese on the mind, man.
Yep.
But I'll also put some salto on it.
Yep. And then yeah, so we're unfortunately reaching the end of
Salto.
this amazing track, this amazing race. And coming up next is a track that kind of has a fitting name. It becomes less fitting on the harder difficulties, and especially with DRT. We are going to reach Heaven and Hell, and in the upper difficulties, Heaven doesn't exist. It's Hell and Hell.
Hell and Hell.
There are so many runners and so many runs that have died on specifically this race alone for reasons you will see very quickly.
Yeah, the AI is absolutely brutal on this one, especially playing with DRT. DRT on this track makes it it's just simply the hardest possible. It's just the hardest in the entire game playing with DRT. Like, not just I would argue that the track in general is the hardest in the game, but especially when you add DRT into it.
And if you're on the aforementioned DualShock 2 or Dogbone, forget about it. You're just in for a bad time. This is definitely just the hardest race in the game. It's crazy, like, seeing what you're going through. I mean, you guys can see it right now. Like, around, mountain ridges. Hey, ridge racing. And just, like, very narrow, trying to weave between, cars and all that kind of thing, making sure you don't slam into the outside guardrails. But yeah, this track is quite a trip, and it's very hard to master.
Yeah, that last turn is brutal, and like the sequence of really tight turns right before it as well takes quite a bit of expert handling to do quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Something that we didn't go over last track, but on this one too. So both Brightest Night and Heaven and Hell kind of follow the same kind of an earlier track but harder kind of format. Obviously, Brightest Night was an alternate route of Edge of the Earth, and here we're in Fukuoka, and this is an alternate route of Wonderhill. So, All right, so almost down the mountain completely with Flying Dutchy, and Maverick past the observatory there. So we're halfway done with this particular race. Still plenty of time to make or break. Both of them are in first place in their respective runs, so all good there. Definitely seen plenty of last-minute dashes at the very final start-finish line. To just kind of barely pass and make it to, the final race. But, yeah. On
Faster your
average.
car here, the worse heaven and hell gets.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yep. Especially having to react to, said speed and everything. If you guys had to guess, how many runs have died here for you two?
Yes.
Yes.
That is such a good answer.
That's a great answer, honestly. Yep.
Just yes.
Just a yes
It's,
amount from all around for all of us.
And like it's a rite of passage when you're like getting started running. You will be on an amazing run. Like you're like, oh my god, I'll get a PB, and then heaven and hell shows up and it does things.
And that is
Yep.
if This Night doesn't kill you first.
That's also very true.
Or Phantom Isle, honestly.
Very true for
Phantom
Isle
Isle
can
is very
definitely
much
sneak
just
up
stumbling
on you.
block. Yep.
We are going to the year 2000.
Yep. So we are on the very final race of the run at Shooting Hoops. So, the whole gig behind this, as Dutchy alluded to, it's 15 minutes before midnight on New Year's Eve. And pretty much the whole idea is you cross the finish line celebrating the new year, the year 2000. And the idea is you're supposed to win when that happens. So as opposed to all the other races, this is 6 laps long, primarily because of how short and simple the track is and how high speed all of the cars are. As you can see, both Dutchy and Maverick are driving pretty much what look to be like experimental Le Mans prototype / Hot Wheels cars, pretty much. So basically, on DRT difficulty, do not ever lift. Do not skid, do not do anything. Make sure you're planted in every single corner. Otherwise you will lose too much time and you will lose the race. It's just very tight is what it is.
Just give it the gas and go.
Yeah,
give it
because
the gas.
when we are just close to the leading car, it activates a speed boost, and it's going like 1 or 2 miles per hour slower than you do for the rest of the run after you overtake that car. So if you make a small mistake, you lose.
Yep.
You can
And
see
going
I'm just catching up now, and when I'm getting close, it's going to be suddenly super difficult to overtake.
Yep.
Look, now he's going very quick, and he's going to keep doing that the whole time from now on.
I'm also timing my run here with a timer of my own, so we can make some comparisons later. In case,
Yep.
stream delays. But I still think you're comfortably ahead of me, Dutchy. I had some really rough crashes.
I cannot complain about this run. I think that was one of the best runs I did for DRT.
It's
But I
been,
have no timer going, fortunately.
let's be real, you two have put on a grand show for all of us, honestly.
It's-
Like, it's been a
it's-
masterclass for both grip and drift on DRT for you two.
Like I said, just an entire league of your own here. Like it's so awesome to watch you two play.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like this
For me,
guy.
time is going up in 20 seconds.
There we go. But there's one more to
Yep.
go. My own partner.
For Brian Heck, so he won't forget.
Yep.
Last stretch for me.
So, yep, we're almost there.
Here we go.
So,
Last
time,
stretch.
3,
time when
2,
Dutchy says
1, time.
time.
And
Okay.
3,
GG
2,
Dutchy.
1, time.
GG Maverick.
GG Maverick.
Well done, both of you.
Absolutely well done.
GG's,
won.
Dutchy. That was well deserved of you.
Yeah, well, I don't know because I think I started a bit earlier on the stream, so we
I
need to do
got a
some retiming, I guess.
27:45 650.
Yeah, I have no timer. I don't know. I did not start the timer.
I guess Viper can help us with that.
I think I started 2 seconds earlier on the stream.
Oh, well, you're a
And I
couple of
finished 3
seconds
seconds.
out, but I can help out with this. Dutchy was a 27:41. Maverick, you were a 27:51.
Oh, he got a 51. Oh, he was 45.
Yeah,
Well,
it
yeah,
might be. I was probably
ahead
like
of me.
a couple of seconds out, but yeah.
Yeah, Dutchy
Alright,
got a
I probably
41. He definitely won. Because with my timer here, I got a 27:45. Yeah, 4 seconds difference. GG's, Dutchy, you crushed it.
It
Absolutely.
went really, really well. I almost had no mistakes.
Oh, I had a lot.
Well done, gentlemen.
Well,
deserved,
nice
Dutchy.
race.
That was really fine work of you. Congratulations.
Thank you. And that with not that much practice, so I'm very happy with my.
Yeah, you crushed it. Very well played.
Mhm.
And I have a new car.
You got a new car.
All right, we gotta leave
Excellent.
the credits playing because the song is just too good to pass up.
Well, while that's playing, do y'all have any final shout outs or words to the audience?
Want to go first, Dutchy?
Well, thanks for watching, of course, and thanks for NSG of taking us as McRaeathon, supporting us, and just thanks for the race, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. You can find me on YouTube. I have a strategy channel. I have a speedrun channel. My strategy channel is Flying Dutchy, and my speedrun channel is Flying Dutchy Racing. And sometimes I stream on Twitch as well on Flying Dutchy 91.
And as for me, I'd like to give a shout out to the Ridge Racer Type 4 community. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this run. Sorry I had a couple of serious mistakes, but it happens. It's Dig Racing Team after all. It's such a high level speed run. Mistakes are bound to happen at times. Thank you very much for Slash and Brasher for commentating the race. I also hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I'd like to thank Flying Dutchy especially for accepting to race with me. He did justice to that and he had a fantastic performance. Shout outs to the McRaeathon cast. Viper, Bryanak, thank you very much for having us. And to close things off, I'd like to give a special thanks to Sir Koda Takahashi, which is one of the composers for Ridge Racer Type 4. He was responsible for composing some of the best tracks we have ever listened to in The Ride, Move Me, Rev Limit Funk, and Naked Glow. And if you're watching, Koda-san, we'd like to dedicate this race to you. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Alright, Viper, take it away.
I'll pass it over to Nordic, actually. Nordic.
I was gonna say I'll steal Viper's thunder. It's fine. But no, thank you all for this amazing race. This was a treat to watch and so close. My gosh. So yeah, no, this was awesome. Coming up next, after a brief intermission, we are going to have Ventillo playing some Inertial Drift. So stick around through the break. Keep getting those donations in for such a good cause. And we will see you on the other side of this intermission.